Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you how to write blog posts that can engage your readers. So how well does your existing blog post engage your readers? You will know by the response or the bounce rate on your blog. When your blog is not captivating enough, people visit your blog and within seconds they bounce off, which doesn't mean well for your search engine rankings and your business in general. So today I'm going to be giving you 10 tips on how to write blog posts that will engage your readers. So the first tip I have for you, the first thing you should do before you even start writing is to determine the goal of that particular blog post. What exactly do you want that blog to achieve for you? What exactly do you want that piece of writing, that article to achieve for you? Are you writing it as part of a business content marketing strategy? Are you writing it just for the love of writing? What exactly is the goal you want that blog to achieve for you? Are you writing it to motivate people to sign up to your email lists? You need to determine the goal you want the particular blog post to achieve for you, and you need to determine it in clear terms. Otherwise, you would be failing at the basic foundation of writing a blog in the first place. So the second tip I have for you is that you should go or determine who your audience really is. Who are you writing for? What are their interests? What are their problems? What kind of language do they use? You need to understand your audience so that you can communicate with them in the language they can relate to. And when you determine your audience, you need to make sure that you are writing for them, not for yourself, all right? So this is the second tip I have for you. Determine your audience. Know your audience. That is very important. And the third tip I have for you is when you set a goal that you want your blog post to achieve for you and you've known your audience, the next thing is to perform keyword research. Keyword research is really very important, and I usually discuss about it on my channel, even on my blogs. You cannot just assume what people want to read on your blog without performing keyword research to see if it's even a term that people are interested in. Keyword research is not just great for SEO, it's also great to understand your audience. When you perform keyword research, you get to find the exact words, exact terms, exact keywords that people are using to search on search engines. All right. So make sure that for every blog article you are about to write, you perform a keyword research on that article to determine if it is actually a term that your audience is already searching for. And then when you determine that, you can now check if it's something that you can rank for by checking the keyword difficulty and how competitive the particular keyword is. All right. So that is the third tip I have for you. The fourth one is research. Now, after you've settled for a keyword or the topic that you want to write on, you need to perform research. All right. Do your research to make sure that you understand what you're about to write and that you'll be giving value to your audience. If your blog article is not well researched, your audience will know. You know, people have a way of detecting junk, all right? Don't let your article be full of junk or fluff. Make sure you know exactly what you're writing about. Make sure you give value. Make sure you tackle the exact issue that your audience would want to know in your blog. All in all, make sure your blog article is well researched. And of course, there are many ways you can do this. You can listen to podcasts, you can research on Google, you can read books, take courses, attend webinars, attend workshops, network and collaborate with experts in the industry. Do pretty much anything at all to get the knowledge you need to provide for your audience in your blog article. All right. So after you've done your own research on that particular topic, the fifth tip I have for you is to make sure you research your competition. All right, you can use tools like BuzzSumo to check blog posts that are already going viral on social media, and you can use that as a hint on topics, the way your competition wrote their own post that is making people to engage so much with it. Right? And research your competition and pick out the first 5 blog posts that have already been written by others in that particular topic, and then analyze it, find out loopholes, then craft your own blog article, fill in the loopholes, make it more clear, more informative, entertaining, give it your own angle, and then even write more words than they did. For instance, if The longest blog post on that topic by your competitors is 1,000 words. You can make yours 1,500 or 2,000 word articles on the same topic, but make sure that those extra words are adding even more value to that blog article. The sixth tip I have for you is to make sure you write compelling headlines. The place of the headline cannot be overemphasized, and many writers know this. All right, so make sure that your headline quickly grabs the attention of your audience and hooks them enough to want to click and read more about your blog article. So make sure that your headline is compelling enough and that when your visitors look at it, they would want to click on it and read on about what you have on your blog article. All right. So the place of headlines cannot be overemphasized. So in the place of writing headlines, you can use headline analyzers to analyze how engaging your headline is. And there are free headline analyzers that you can use. One of them is the Share-Through Headline Analyzer, and the other one I use is AMI, Emotional Headline Analyzers, okay? They are all completely free to use, and you can just use that to test out the strength of the headline you want to use on your blog article. So the next tip I have for you is to make sure you use a hook in the first line or two of your blog article, all right? When your headline is compelling enough and someone clicks through it to read the body of your blog, your first sentence or two should be able to hook the reader and get his attention to read further even more. Okay, so utilize hooks on your blog articles, and a hook can come in various forms. It can come with a question. So for instance, if you are in the writing niche and you are writing on a topic that will show people how to write faster and be more productive, you could use a question starting with, how would you feel if you could write 10 articles in a day? All right, so that question serves as a hook, and people would want to find the answer to that question within your blog article, making them to read on and be more engaged. Another kind of hook you could use is to use a quote from a famous person, but the quote should be related to the topic you are writing about. And people love quotes, especially from someone who is respectable, and if the quote is relevant to what they are going through. And another thing you can also use as a hook is a fact. It could be a stat, all right? A statistic of something in your industry that your audience will find interesting. Quoting statistics are great, and when people see a particular statistic related to your blog topic and with the source quoted, from a remarkable source, and then it could make them to want to read on because they'll feel you are going to share an interesting fact with them. All right, so another thing you can use as a hook, and a lot of people do use this one, is a story. You can start by telling them a story, okay? But your story must be one that is interesting and the kind that your audience can easily relate with. All right, so stories are great and people love stories, so you should make sure that if you're using a story, you are going to use a story that your audience can relate to. Okay, so if you're in the health and fitness industry and you're writing on how to lose weight, you could tell a story about your journey or the journey of your friend losing weight and how eventually she succeeded in losing 30 pounds and stuff like that. Okay, so you write and you tell your story in a way that an average audience reading it can relate and personalize the story. Let it be like you are telling their story, their own story in your blog article. That way they would connect deeply with your blog article and they would want to read more because they believe you know them. All right, so the next tip I have for you is how to write the body of your article. All right, so we've talked about the hook, which has to do with the first paragraph, the first one or two sentences or the first paragraph of your blog article. But now I'm going to show you, I'll give you tips on how to write the body of your article. All right, so in the body of your article, make sure that you keep the interest or the momentum you've already built from the headline to the hook. Make sure you build the interest down and do not forget the goal of you want to achieve using that blog article. All right, if your goal is to use your blog article as part of your content marketing strategy, then make sure that you are leading your audience down that lane. If the goal of your blog article is to get them to sign up for an email lead or an offer, make sure that you are building momentum towards your goal. All right. And in writing your blog article, make sure it is clear, it is concise, it is free of grammatical errors, and make sure you break it down. Okay, don't let it be clunky. Break it down in short little paragraphs, and you can also use images to break down the body of your article, just to make it give your readers a break, when reading. And also, if it's a long article, make sure you're breaking it down into sub-headlines. All right, so use images, use sub-headlines in the body of your blog article, and make sure it is clear and free of grammatical errors. Okay, so that is a tip I have for you as far as writing your body is concerned. And of course, you know that is where you provide most of the value you promised on your headline. So utilize that opportunity well. And then as far as search engine optimization is concerned, make sure that your main keyword appears sparsely in the body of your blog article. Also, if you're using images, make sure you put your main keyword as the alt text of your images, and then in your sub-headlines, at least one sub-headline or two should also have your main keyword there. Okay, so if you're using WordPress, one plugin that does a good job at analyzing your blog article and then give you suggestions on where what you can improve to make sure that your blog article is well optimized for search engines, is Yoast. Yoast is really very popular, and also Rank Math. All right, I've used Yoast, and I started with Yoast, but I've switched to Rank Math because it's simpler and offers more features in its free version than Yoast does. All right, so Rank Math, most of what Rank Math offers in its free version is what Yoast offers in its premium version. All right, so that is one of the main reasons why I switched. But the two of them are great plugins that can help you to optimize your blog article for search engines. And before you conclude on the body of your article, make sure you summarize your main point, especially if your article is a long one. Make sure you summarize your main points at the end of your article, so that even if your audience skims through your blog article, they would still be able to understand what you actually discussed in your article. And when they scroll down to the base of your article, they would be able to also have an idea of everything you've already discussed or treated on your blog article. And then the last tip I have for you is to make sure you have call to action on your blog articles. All right, so what actions do you really want your blog readers to take? Do you want them to sign up for your email newsletter? Make sure you ask for it. Do you want to refer them to an offer? Ask for it. Okay, whatever you want them to do, you want them to share your posts on their social media channels, ask for it. All right, so have a call to action on your blog. Tell them what you want them to do. Tell them what you want them to do next. Okay, if you want them to read another article, by all means, ask them for it. Okay, all right, so guys, these are the 10 tips I have for you as far as writing blog posts that will engage your audience is concerned. I hope you grabbed one or two things from this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about blogging and then web designing. So thanks for watching, and see you in another video.